grabbing the link. Okay, hey everybody, it's Karyn. Just grabbing the link. I was tweeting again to let everybody know that we were on. But how's it going? Thank you for joining me. I know it's kind of last minute, spur of the moment. We decided, you know what? Why not? Just why not? So we figured we'd talk to you guys, and if you have some questions, type them in. But like I said, if you're typing while drunk, don't be surprised if you get a wise-ass answer in response. So be prepared. It's always fun, though. So I'm glad you guys could join me. So thank you for being here. Okay, so let's see what we've got coming in. I wanted to talk to you guys about a few things. Kind of something I wanted to talk about, sort of an MMA Heat hot list, because I kind of wanted to know what you guys were into these days, what you thought was exciting, sort of that hot or not type thing, what you guys are into, not only just in MMA, just also sort of in pop culture and stuff like that. So, okay, any day now. People look at me busting on me. What was I, like 10 seconds late? All right, so why so late? Cool G Naz Black Thought. Why so late? Really, why not? I mean, it's Friday night. Some folks in the East Coast might just be rolling in from going out. Although when I used to live in New York City, when I was younger, I'd be just getting warmed up. But you know what? Honestly, Wade and I didn't really have a lot of plans tonight, and we figured, what the heck, why not? So it's only late because we just seriously thought of it at like 6 o'clock. So it's not really that late. Unless, I don't know where you live. Some places it's very early, so think of it that way. Okay, so let's see. It's just, somebody's just getting how they got prepared. Oh, I don't know. Oh, somebody took their shirt off. I remember they said they took their shirt off, which is funny. I don't know where you live, but hopefully you're not cold. Oh, laugh pranks. What's my favorite fight ever? That's tough. I'm a big Shogun fan. I think Hendo is amazing. So when the two of them fought, I kind of thought I was going to lose my mind. So that was probably my favorite fight ever. That was really tough, and I'm okay with Hendo winning. I thought I was going to lose my mind. Somebody, a fan tweeted me a picture that he took of me while I was watching that fight, and I had the bug out face. That was just, to me, that was incredible. It's funny, though, because you guys may not realize this. When you're part of the media and you are at a UFC fight, you're supposed to remain neutral, and you're not supposed to root for one guy over the other or this or that. So we have amazing seats for these shows. So I'm literally, 3 rows deep for that fight. And I'm supposed to just sit there and not react to anything that's going on. And meanwhile, Shogun and Hendo, I mean, you guys know, you saw that fight. It was phenomenal. And so I had to just sit there, like kind of biting the palm of my hand, and I would sit there, and it's very funny. I mean, okay, I'm busting myself here. I had my hands over my mouth like this, and I was like screaming to myself, "Oh my God!" and all this stuff, and I had all these personal reactions that I just made it look like I was just sort of trying to keep it together. So that's a very high candidate for best fight ever. I will never forget being in the house for Anderson versus Vitor with that kick. That was phenomenal. And to just have been in the arena, to see that live, to see something that, as you can tell, is immortalized on, the cover for the UFC game. And you see that picture everywhere of his foot in Vitor's face. And I like Vitor, so I feel bad for him that it was he who was on the receiving end, but that was something spectacular to be present for. So that's right up there. And I'm scratching my nose. I don't want to hear anything about Karyn's on drugs. I have very bad allergies. I went to the doctor yesterday, and she took one look at me. She went, "You have allergies. You need to take some medicine." So let's see. Okay, let's see. Personal thoughts on TRT. It's funny. Just a few minutes ago, I was watching a replay of Inside MMA. Oh God, this is killing me now. And I guess the medicine has just worn off. They say it's 24 hours, but it's not. And so I was just watching, Kenny and Boss talk about, no, I don't need a tissue. Wait, it's like, do you need a tissue? Nobody wants to see my honk my nose on live chat. That's just now. But I swear to God, I think the 24-hour medicine has just worn off, and it wasn't quite 24 hours.
I'm saying, I can get you one.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
All right.
Whatever. And I'm not lying because they always say that, oh, you're touching your nose. Anyway, the TRT thing, I'm definitely conflicted because fighters that I like very much who are a little bit older would not still be in the game without it. That being said, I do think I don't know if it gives him an advantage. It keeps him in the mix. And I don't like the idea that somebody, who's 40-something is more competitive physically than somebody who's just naturally 25. And I fully admit I don't know enough about how those levels work and how if it just equals you to what's quote-unquote normal for your age or if it actually makes you younger, I don't know. But it's hard. I'm really conflicted on that because without it, some of my favorite guys would not be fighting anymore. But at the same time, I do feel like, okay, if your body's naturally aging and you can't keep up the level of training anymore, maybe that's when you should stop being a pro fighter. It's tough. It's very tough. I don't have a definitive answer. I'm very sorry for that. But get her a tissue. Thank you guys. You guys care. I like that. Let's see. Oh, Dwayne Ludwig is my hero. Who do you think he should fight next? I don't know. Smad 265. I'm not Joe Silva. It's hard for me to matchmake because sometimes I think of some like great fight ideas and then like I just match people up that are in the wrong weight classes because I just want to see them together and it doesn't work. Thoughts on Faber versus Barao, base styles 925. Tough fight. Uriah is very, very good, but Renan Barao is the real deal. That's going to be a scrap. I know a lot of you guys up in Calgary are disappointed that you lost Shogun. I feel you on that. I'm going to be in Calgary for that fight. I'm also going to be in LA because that's where I live. So I can pretty much almost throw a baseball. And I can almost hit Staples from here. So I'm going to be there for Shogun versus Brandon Vera anyway. But I was actually... card. I was like, yes, my boys. But so I know a lot of you guys up in Calgary are disappointed that fight is not happening. But Faber Barao, that's going to be a fun fight. I saw some people complaining about that, and I don't think that's cool because listen, Uriah always shows up to go to war. He never half-asses it. I personally don't think. I think he's always a game fighter, and I know that he really respects the fans, and he wants to put on a good show for you guys. So I think that fight's going to be great. And Renan Barao, he's got a lot of buzz. I think he's probably worth the buzz. So I think that's going to be terrific, personally. Wade, do you want to say something? Jessica and I love you. I love you too, Lazy the Savage. If you guys don't see what Lazy does on Metal Lazy, he does some good work. Love you guys too. Hopefully you guys are safe. I know you had some craziness with your house where you're living. So we'll see you. We'll holla at you in Vegas in a couple weeks. Let's see. Who thinks Hunt versus Nelson would be good? That would be good. I actually was curious, Peralta 5247, Peralta. I actually was curious about Struve versus Hunt just because I wanted to see the stare down of Hunt staring at Stefan's stomach. I thought that was going to be genius. But Hunt versus Nelson could be good because Roy can take a punch. So that actually could be kind of good. I'm a little bit dubious about the cardio element of that fight, but it could be entertaining. I like Roy, and I like Mark. Let's see. I'm actually watching Anderson versus Vitor again, LOL. UFC uploaded on YouTube. That's right. And it was just playing too a few minutes ago on HTNet. They had the Affliction show. I remember going to this show, and it was the one where Vitor just trashed Matt Lindland, and that was awesome. I remember going to the fight though thinking, oh my God, I think Matt Lindland's dead. And that actually did scare me for a minute. But luckily he was okay. But Vitor just demolished him in that fight, and that was pretty amazing. That's the same show that Arlovsky fought Fedor, and I remember thinking, oh my God, Arlovsky's doing so well. He's doing so well. Then he got a little cocky and threw the flying knee, and boom, done. Fun show though. Fun show. Okay, Steve loves Traffic. Okay, Steve, is that Traffic the band? Or is that Traffic you just like to drive around? If it's Traffic the band, The Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys is one of just the most genius songs ever. Steve Winwood, I really like Steve Winwood's voice, by the way. So if it's Traffic the band, props. If it's that you love Traffic, I'm not really sure I understand that. Come to LA and you'll change your opinion. My pick for Silva, Sonnen 2. Do I think that Sonnen will get the benefit of the doubt? Dote. He's misspelled doubt, but I'm not going to be a grammar Nazi. It almost looked like you were saying the benefit of the donut. If it does go the distance, because a trilogy would be an attraction and a moneymaker. Do I think Sonnen gets the benefit of the doubt if it goes the distance? Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell with that because Anderson, with the cardio element, it's hard to see if he gets tested as much as other people do. I think Anderson Silva is phenomenal. One of my all-time favorites, one of the all-time greats. Chael is very, very good. That being said, I thought Bisping beat him. Do I think Bisping could beat Silva? No. So, I think Anderson Silva will beat Chael Sonnen. That's me. That's me. But guess what? I could totally be wrong, and I fully admit it, but I cannot wait for that fight. I will be in Vegas, and I'm bugging. Like I was just saying a few minutes ago about watching Shogun and Hendo. It's going to be the same. Because Chael is great. Chael is great. And Chael, I think, is very entertaining, does a lot of great things in terms of bringing visibility to the sport, which I think is terrific. But, Anderson is a badass. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Did Rampage hit it? Absolutely not. You guys may not know this. Wade, you can cut to a picture of yourself over there in our friend's S7 Submission Club hat. Our friend Dayan is starting this.
Hell no.
Hell to the no.
No. Listen,
I love me some Rampage. Wade loves Rampage, but it's not like that.
He's very cool to us.
Rampage
it's all a joke.
Rampage is
nothing real around there.
The man. He's never actually motorboated me. He's never hit that. He's never tapped that. He's never this, that.
I would try my damnedest to mess him up if he did something like that. He'd kick my ass, but hey.
He would totally destroy Wade.
I would do my
best. Because we've been in the gym with Rampage. Homeboy can punch. But no, you guys, he's our buddy. And in fact, actually earlier tonight, I got a message from Dave Jackson, who's his trainer, who also trains Congo, and we're all gonna hang out in Vegas, and it's gonna be totally great. He's our buddy. Rampage is a great, great guy, and it's all for fun. It's just all for fun. So, who do I think will be more successful, Rory MacDonald or Eric Silva? Listen, Rory is gifted. He's young and he's amazing, and from what I've heard, he kicks butt all over the gym with the guys he trains with. That is definitely a future champ. I think Eric Silva is a future champ as well. And I think Eric Silva, for a lot of the Brazilian guys, I hope they start to work on their English because I think their fan base, obviously I'm not unique in this, their fan base can grow exponentially because a guy like Eric Silva has the talent. He's a good-looking kid. He's obviously great in the octagon. Somebody like him could go very, very far. That could be that's equivalent. Maybe I've just seen Rory a little bit more, so I'm more familiar with him, thinking that he's going to go further. But I think Eric Silva has a lot of talent, and is just somebody that's so on the rise. I mean, like I said, it's not like I invented that because we all know how good he is, but.
Got a picture of Rampage I can throw up.
You got a picture of Rampage? Okay, yeah. Wade and Rampage goof around all the time. It's goof. It's
there you go. He looks a little angry, but
right.
He's
Kelly Keane, Fedor versus Hizzo. Fedor should win that fight, I think. I think Pedro Hizo is listen, the guy's been around a long time. He's a veteran. If Fedor's training hard, Fedor's the man still. I guess, and I don't know if it's a question of camps and who's around them or if it's just a question of fatigue and I've been doing this for too long or, the same guys all the time training him. I would love it if Fedor would come to the States and I could hold his hand and take him to some gyms and he could wear the glorious sweater of absolute victory and I would take him around. But come on, it's Fedor. Pedro's a good guy, but I have a feeling Fedor's probably going to win that fight. Let's see. Is Congo still ashy after the advice I gave him, king of the heavyweights? Probably. It's funny with men and hand creams and lotions. They hear me say they're ashy. They don't always take my advice.
Here's a picture of you and Fedor and Randy coming up.
Oh, Wade's working on a picture of me and Fedor and Randy from the EA Sports.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that, dude. Fedor's one. I have a picture of him too from the launch of the EA Sports thing where he had his arm around me and I was like, oh, it's Fedor. Dude's the man. I wish he had ended up in the UFC. I mean, that would have been amazing. Somebody else earlier had asked me what was one of my favorite fights. I have to be honest with you. Fabricio Werdum and Fedor is a fight that I also will remember forever. We see Fabricio a lot. He's one of our buddies here in town. He's a local fighter. We see him all the time. Got a great sense of humor. Real nice guy. So we had spent a lot of time with Fabricio before that fight. And we knew how much that fight meant to him. We knew that was literally the fight of his lifetime. I think literally he could become the champion and the Fedor fight would still be more to him than winning a title. That's me, but I kind of believe that. Being up there in San Jose with everything that was going on, how badly he wanted that, how much support he had from his friends and his family and everything. I had goosebumps when he beat Fedor. It was incredible, and I'm a Fedor fan. But knowing what an investment Fabricio had in that fight and knowing how important and what it meant to him, and at the time, Fedor was unbeatable. That was one of the most incredible fight experiences I've had.
Here's a picture of the after party.
Okay, the after.
I'm working.
Wade's working overtime. You give this guy a little. Who makes the American honey? Who makes it? It's.
I've had too much.
I don't remember if it's. I forget. If you guys need it's a bourbon or is it?
It's whiskey.
It's whiskey.
I can't.
Oh, it's. I forget who makes it anyway. He's had some, but he's still flying on the keyboard, so he's working it. But anyway, the after party was a picture. I can't see it, but it's a wild turkey American honey. Get it, got it, good. Picture of what? Me and Fabricio and you, and me and Fabricio and his brother, or who's it? Okay, the after party. Right. But anyway, that was again one of the most incredible experiences at a fight. Just because, like I said, a lot of time for me for fights, it's not about who wins or loses. It's about how it went down. It's about the emotional buildup to the fight and how much I know the guys have invested in it. So, I can get excited about pretty much almost any fight because I have the luxury of getting to know the guys on a more personal level. GSP or Condit. I really like Carlos Condit. He's a very nice guy. But I'm down with GSP. I don't know if you meant who would win or just who I would pick for the KB All-Star team, but I'd pick GSP in a heartbeat. Cuz he likes the brown sugar. But that was maybe something some of you knew and some of you didn't know. But yeah, GSP likes chocolate girls. So I like GSP. But no, I think he's great. In that fight, Condit's knees and Condit's striking is very, very good. That actually will be a very interesting fight. I think Carlos is very talented. That Nick fight was close. I kind of thought Nick won 3-2, but I'm not mad at that result. Like I can totally see it, and I haven't watched it again to score it again. In the room, I thought Nick won 3-2, but I think Carlos is very, very talented, and I think he's got a long career ahead of him for sure. Still,
and Rashad.
Picture of me and GSP and Rashad apparently that was from the Fox. The announcement of the Fox deal with the UFC that was over on the Fox lot, where I now get to anchor some of the the weigh-in shows, and the pre-fight shows, and the post-fight shows, which I love. And actually, I should do a little promo. So on Wednesday, just what is it? A few days from now, 6 days from now, whatever. So Wednesday, I head out to Brazil. Eu vou ao Belo Horizonte. I'm going to Brazil for my first time. I'm very excited. I'm going to be covering UFC 147 for Fuel. So I will be there. I'm pretty sure I'm doing some interviews on the weigh-in show. If they're doing it, it's tricky next weekend when Friday, the show in Jersey, and then Saturday, boom, we're in Brazil. So I'm actually, honestly, I got to look over more stuff and see what I'm doing. But I'm going to Brazil. So I'll be the boots on the ground there. So I'm going to be talking to, the winners, obviously, from the card. And guaranteed I'm going to talk to, Vandy and Rich and, Fabricio and Mike Russo. Also some bonus interviews that I'm going to be doing. Shogun, JDS. I'm also going to be talking to Tavares and Husamar Pilares. So that's going to be really fun. So I got to work on my leg lock escapes before the interview because I hear he's sneaky. but I'm really excited for that. It's my first time in Brazil. I cannot wait. So I know a lot of people giving a lot of grief to that card. One sec, wait. Saying it's not as good as it could be. Agreed, whatever. But listen, the young guys on the Brazilian Tough are terrific. And Cesar Mutanchi, who is fighting Cesar Ferreira, they call him on the show. But Cesar Mutanchi, I'd love for you guys to look up on my channel on YouTube, /Karyn Bryant. We did this great interview with Cesar Mutanchi. He is Vitor's protege, and if you've watched Tough Brazil at all, you've seen how close they are. The first time we met Cesar, he was training Randy Couture for UFC 129. He was basically mimicking Lyoto and doing all the stuff and really trying to help Randy prepare for that fight. And he's Vitor's, protege. Vitor met him a long time ago and saw a lot of promise in him, saw a lot of himself in him. So he's really taken Cesar under his wing. Cesar trains out at Robert Drysdale in Vegas. He trains at Extreme Couture with Vitor and Ray Sefo. Sugar Ray, what's up, Sefo? Just a great guy. Former capoeira master or whatever. You should see this guy. His capoeira kicks are phenomenal. So please look up that video on my channel. But Cesar's a really nice guy. I'm very excited to see him fight. Milton Vieira is the first fight on the card, who you may have seen in Strikeforce. He also used to fight in Pride. He's kind of famed for inventing the anaconda. Also, you can look on my channel for an interview with Milton.
The one they're on right now.
Yes, the channel that you're on right now. Just scroll and look around for it. Milton's a nice guy. Just did an interview with him yesterday that we'll be posting. Really nice guy. But yeah, he has 32 variations of the anaconda choke. He kind of developed it working with the Nogueiras originally. And so, there's actually a lot of young talent. I know people are giving that card grief. But so far, when you watch Tough Brazil, to me, those guys have been delivering on the fights, man. My goodness. So I'm really excited. And then after Brazil, Wade and I are going out to Vegas for 148, so we'll be giving you a ton of MMA Heat coverage for 148. But the Tuesday before that, I'm actually going to be anchoring UFC Tonight, filling in for Todd. So Ken Flo and I will be on UFC Tonight on, I think it's July 3rd. And then I'm also doing one later in the month. But we're going to Calgary. We're doing all kinds of stuff. Will I be going to Invicta? Meth Lord. No. I'm sorry. I will not be going to Invicta. I would love to. Got a good friend out in Kansas City. Would love that. And I think the ladies really threw down on the first show. I thought it was terrific. And I love me some Shayna Baszler. But unfortunately, we will not be able to make it to Invicta 2. I'm sorry for that. But hopefully I'll be able to watch that. What's up? What have I done? You haven't done anything. You give Anderson all the love. I just want to show that you also have, some love for Chael. So I love Chael. Here's a picture of you and Chael. I love Chael. Listen, I got nothing against Chael. I just don't know that he's going to win. But please don't take that as an anti-Chael. I think Chael is phenomenal. And one of the most fun people to interview because Chael is almost as smart as I am. Totally getting there. No, but he's really bright and he's a lot of fun. I think Chael is terrific. I just think that if you talk that much smack, you're kind of motivating your opponent. And Anderson is already amazing. I think it's dangerous. It's dangerous to keep poking the dragon and see if he's gonna. I know Lyoto's a dragon. I'm mixing my metaphors, but it's dangerous to just keep poking and poking and poking at something that's that dangerous, because eventually they're going to come out and bite. So I don't know. I just can't wait. Like I said, probably going to lose my stuff watching that fight. Gonna be crazy.
Benavidez in the photo, the Fox photo it was, with Miro.
JB! Listen, Jobi-Wan Kenobi, I like to call him. I know he had all these names on Twitter. I know now he's Joe-Jitsu. I like also calling him President Joe Obama. I love Joseph Benavidez. Cannot wait to see him and Demetrius fight. And it was funny because I worked on Fuel for the weigh-in show and the pre-fight show and the post-fight show with Joseph and Frank Mir. And I wish, it's funny, I was talking to the producer after the fact, and we were saying we maybe should have set up a camera, just like a little hero cam or whatever, to film Joseph, because I wish you guys, and I tweeted about it, I wish you guys had seen Joseph. Okay. Because basically, literally, Joe Silva calls these guys, or Sean calls up, Selby calls up and says, I almost said Sean Shirk calls, but he's not matchmaking fights. So usually, Sean would call up and tell them who they're fighting. Obviously, this is a unique case, and Joseph was going to watch the Eliminator to see who his opponent was going to be. So he's sitting there just pacing. At this point, we were all on our dinner break, and we're eating some dinner and watching. In the green room, they have a great setup for us at Fox, and Joseph, yeah, Joseph just starts pacing, and he's jumping, he's like flexing and everything, and we're all like, we're just watching him. We're like, you cool, Joseph? You cool? And he's like, yeah, he wouldn't sit down, standing up the whole time, and it was such a great fight. At one point I jumped out of my chair because Ian got leveled, or one of the guys got leveled, and I was like, oh! I jumped out of my chair because I was allowed to actually cheer. And it was incredible. So Joseph is really excited about fighting Demetrius. I think that fight's going to be terrific. Had a great time with Frank and Joseph. It was funny. I don't know if you guys saw it, but we were joking about the fact that literally when they weigh in, Frank weighs in at double the size of Joseph because he fights at $125, and Frank usually weighs in at, right under the limit. So it's very funny. Very, very funny. Good times over there. So let's see. What else do we have coming in? Let's see. Let me scroll down a little. I don't know if I missed something here. What do I think about Bob Sapp? He's crazy. We actually did a very fun clip with Bob Sapp where I busted his thumb. Again, the channel you're on, just search Bob Sapp. We did a funny clip with him. I do think he's a little nuts. But I see his point. Listen, do I wish he would really fight? Yeah. But I see his point about being an attraction that makes money. He's just trying to make a living and, as George Bush would say, put food on his family. So
Right, I got a picture of you and Sapp.
I think one of the funny ones where I'm like posing behind him, where I'm standing there behind him. He's funny. Listen, I'm not mad at him for making a living. Karen, do you juice? Use a juicer. Your skin is great. From our Shadio. Do I juice it?
Here's Sapp.
Oh, okay. Wait, showing the Bob Sapp picture there. Do I juice? I thought you meant because of the guns. Do I juice? Not on the regular. I'm prone to a smoothie every now and then with my hemp protein and my different veggies and stuff. Knock wood, I was given decent skin and I take good care. I do drink a ton of water. Yeah. So thank you, though, for the compliment. Hello from Australia. Hello to you. I have not been there yet. I would love to go to Australia. Can't wait for the new Tough show based out of there. It's going to be terrific. I've had friends that have worked down in Australia and Sydney and everything rave about it. And I know he's not from Australia. I know he's from New Zealand, but James Tahuna, sweetheart. Love him. Great punching, too. Great, just boom. Knockout. Boom. I like James Tahuna. Do my best. I'm not impressed by your performance impression. I can't. GSP just nails those. I can't. I'm not. I have a terrible French accent. It would just be awful. Ooh, that's a good question. What's my favorite division? Keldrick 66. My favorite division. 27 divided by 3. Kidding. It was a dumb wise ass response. My favorite division. That's hard. because while some of my favorite fighters are light heavies, I like the light heavyweight division a lot. I do. Middleweight is also entertaining. But I really like, I had this conversation with somebody the other day watching the lighter weights, the feathers and the bantams, because they never stop working. And it's something I kind of got an appreciation for when I worked for Showtime Boxing. I covered Vasquez Marquez fights, and those guys just don't stop. I really appreciate the lighter weights for the output of work and how they're always busy, and to me they're highly entertaining because they don't gas out and they just keep going, and their technique is as good as anyone's, and I really do enjoy the lighter weight classes. That being said, though, probably light heavy or middleweight. Do I think JDS will reign as the best heavyweight champ ever? He totally could. He's awesome. The Grizzle. I think JDS is amazing. Not only, one of the it does very well for us still is the workout from JDS out of the UFC gym before he fought Kane the first time for the Fox fight. That clip does very well because JDS put on this incredible workout. And then what's amazing is that you find out after the fact that he had the knee problems and couldn't walk 11 days prior to the fight. And here he is putting on this amazing show. I think JDS has the potential to, best ever. I don't know. It's tricky, with the championships and how long people hold on to them and who can hold on to them for more than a couple defenses. That being said, I think JDS is very, 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 very talented. Kane has his work cut out for him again. And, you saw, Junior's takedown defense was great against Frank Mir. His hand speed is great. And if you remember what Frank said after the fight, and then he reiterated this the other day, that Junior's footwork was so good. He said, really, the thing is, he had people in there imitating Junior and sort of working kind of stylistically the way Junior punches and does this and that. But he said what got me was the foot movement, the sticking and moving and the jumping and the back and the forth and the levity that he had on his feet and this and that. And Frank said that's kind of what confounded him more than anything. He wasn't really as prepared for that as he could have been. So, Junior's only going to keep getting better. He could. He's so good. He's so good. And such a sweetheart. I know everybody talks about that, but, for us in the media, that matters. Junior has a nice personality. He's taken a really great steps forward in his English. He's embracing the media. He's cooperative. He really is just seems like a genuinely nice guy, or else we're all being duped. But he, to me, is one of the greatest guys currently active in the UFC. Big fan. Big fan. Let's see. What else? Ooh, Pac versus Bradley. What do I think about the ending? Bull crap. I liked Tim Bradley. I met him a long time ago working for Showtime. And, obviously Pacquiao was incredible. But Tim didn't win that fight. That being said, I thought Juan Manuel Marquez beat Pacquiao the last time. And Pacquiao got that one. So what of all? But I like Tim Bradley a lot. I think he's a very, very good fighter. But I don't think he won that fight. What'd you want to say, Wade? You look like you had...
Yeah, I see. Talk about fights coming up. Bob Lewis.
Okay, yeah. Let me refresh here and this and that. Let's see. Finally, let's see. Will Ronda Rousey beat Sarah Kaufman? Although, listen, Sarah's tough. She has more cage experience. I don't think will be freaked out, but Ronda's the real deal, and Ronda is a beast, and Ronda is afraid of nothing. So, I don't know. I mean, listen, Ronda totally could. She totally could. But Sarah's good. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. I wish I had a crystal ball, because I would make my friends a lot of money. I'd tell them to go to the sports book and make some dollars. Should Rory move up to middleweight? Not yet. No. Self-made scholar. Rory MacDonald should not move up to middleweight yet. Why? This guy has the potential to be the welterweight champion. He's only 22? 3? Pfft. No. He should make 170 as long as you can. I don't think he should move up to middleweight at all. Nope. Let's see. Karyn, you seem to have more credibility and access than any other female journalist. Do you feel it was a long time coming, or did you have cred before doing MMA journalism? Boomer says. Well, thank you. Listen, I've worked on television for a number of years, covering a lot of different things. I used to work at entertainment. I've been an anchor at CNN. I worked at MTV. I've done a lot of stuff. So this is not my first go round in working on camera. But I did put in 3.5 years at Showtime. I did work on, and that was, boxing. And granted, some people, boxing sucks. MMA's better. Boxing sucks. Whatever. They're both cool as far as I'm concerned. And I grew up watching boxing with my dad and stuff. So I would not be where I am now without being a boxing fan first. Access to me is earned. If you're respectful, if you do a good job, if you're professional, people recognize that. It does, believe it or not, you guys wouldn't believe how hard it actually is to get credentialed, and maybe now it's changed a little bit, but when we were initially trying to get credentialed for the UFC, you got to jump through a lot of hoops. So I felt like, we had to prove it and earn it. But after I did Showtime Boxing for 3.5 years, I did the first round of the CBS Saturday Night Fights. So, the Kimbo fights and Gina and Cyborg, whatever, all that. I've been here for a little while. And I've put in some time. So is it a long time coming? Yeah. I mean, I think I had to work for it, but I'm not afraid of working and earning what I get. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people do believe like, hey, I've got a flip cam and I'm an MMA fan, so I'm a journalist. And it's not that simple. It's not that simple. But I think I had a decent amount of credibility before getting to MMA, and I think it was nice to be able to bring the background that I had to MMA, a sport that I just really love, and to try to bring the angle that I took in my approach to just being an interviewer, to bring that to MMA. I think was something different and special, and so maybe that's why we do okay. So what's up?
Here's a photo of you, Warren Sapp, and Tracy Ullman from Showtime.
Me and Warren Sapp and Tracy Ullman from the Random File. That was actually at Vasquez Marquez 2 or 3. That was at the Honda Center in Torrance, or Carson, wherever. Tracy Ullman, my goodness, that girl is talented. Look, been a fight fan. Is my left ear working? Tog for you. Are you trying to tell me, are we only broadcasting in mono, baby?
It is one channel, yeah.
Well, sorry. Whatever. It's free. I'll call the ambulance to come pick you up in a second. Ooh, not to count out Frankie Edgar, but hypothetically, Nate Diaz versus Ben Henderson. What's the result? Wow. I don't know. Bendo is so strong and so like lithe and limber and rubbery, and his strength is fantastic. But Nate, bless his heart, Nate Diaz has just been coming on strong. Nate just keeps getting better and better and better and better. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a big Diaz fan. Well, I will answer this part of the question. I think Bendo beats Frankie again. Frankie is very, very good. But I didn't think there was any debate about the fight in Japan. I thought Ben clearly won that fight. And I think he can do it again. Nate versus Ben. I mean, Nate did very well with Jim Miller, and that body type is sort of similar to Bendo. Don't axe me, as they say. Don't axe me. Just buy a ticket and then get yourself entertained. I don't know. Let's see. Interview Musasi, demonic. Well, only if Wade lets me.
What's going on?
Somebody said interview Musasi. I'm already starting to blush.
Hey, now.
Starting to blush. I actually have a couple of interviews with Gay Guard on my site. I think he's terrific. Big Musasi fan, and I would like him to be fighting more often. I think he got injured. I would like him to be more active. I think he's terrific. So demonic. There actually are Musasi interviews on my site. Nothing recent though, because he's kind of been out of the loop. Yeah. What? But I do. Gay Guard's awesome, huh?
No, just throwing back to credibility. I got to show a couple photos here.
Wade's,
I know you're getting embarrassed. But,
no, Wade's throwing up the credibility thing.
Here's some CNN photos. You, Morgan Freeman, and Jet Li.
Oh, Jet Li. Okay, that was, if you haven't seen Unchained, one of the coolest MMA sort of action movies ever. Literally, Jet Li, I'd met Morgan Freeman, come on, Morgan Freeman is Morgan Freeman. I mean, the guy's amazing. But Jet Li, I was an anchor at CNN doing this entertainment show, and like Jet Li came, and I was like, oh my god, because I used to have this friend who used to have to go to Hong Kong all the time, and he would bring back all these DVDs. So I remember watching, Jet Li movies that were in, I don't want to get this wrong, but I think Cantonese, and or Mandarin, and but the old school Jet Li movies, where he's just doing amazing stuff. So then he comes to America and, starts doing Hollywood films and stuff. So I remember telling his management or whatever, I was like, you don't understand. I need to meet Jet Li before the show. Because most of the time, the people would just come out onto the set and we'd meet them there. And I'm like, I got to meet Jet Li. And Wade came in, he's like, I got to meet Jet Li. So we go in the room and we walk into his dressing room, and he's got like this total entourage with a bunch of dudes that look a lot like him. And I just remember like, oh my God, I can't get this wrong. And I'm looking around the room, and I'm looking at him, and he's got this hat on, and he's not that big, and he's sitting there in this room. And I was like, oh, there he is. And I like walk over, and I'm like, Jet Li, and I stands up talking. I'm like, literally, Wade and I were like, our hearts are pounding. We're like, I got Jet Li. And I was like, listen, dude, you don't understand. Like, you're the man. And it was very funny because he came out and we did this great interview, and it's him and Morgan and me, and it's just this love fest. And afterwards, I find out from his people that they're like, oh my God, like he's never been received like that. Like nobody really kind of knows who he is. Nobody gets it. Like he was thrilled that you guys, I'm like, bowing down. Jet Li is the man. Okay, what else? Another picture.
Fantastic Four.
From the credibility files. Fantastic Four. Okay. So all the guys on the crew were bugging because Jessica Alba was coming in, and she's adorable. So she comes in, and they're all just like, Ioan Griffith, who played Mr. Fantastic, Scottish guy, amazing, totally great, totally lovely. Chris Evans, who plays, what's his name, Flame or whatever. Nice guy, really nice guy. To me, I don't know. Jesus could have been standing there. All I cared about was Chickless, okay? Because if anybody knows, I'm the hugest Shield fan in the world, and there's some stuff that we've got with Kenny Johnson, who played Lem on the Shield. We got a clip of him teaching me to arm wrestle, and we're actually about to put out a whole new clip with Kenny that we shot a while back, and I truly apologize for the fact that it's taking us so long to put it out, but we have this great interview with Kenny. He's a huge fight fan. He and I went training together. We talk about Sons of Anarchy and the Shield and how, whatever. But anyway, the day the Fantastic Four came in, I just went berserker over Chickless and was like quoting stuff from the... I wasn't like one of those tools who quote stuff. Remember the time he said that? Remember that? But I just laid out a couple things, and I said, hey, I'm a huge Shield fan. And he's like, yeah. Because people say that all the time. And I'm like, no, really. And then I mentioned a couple things from some shows that were really obscure. And he was like, oh, wow, you really are. And I was like, yeah, you really am. So I was thrilled at that. And he's also from, not too far away from where I'm from, back in Massachusetts. Big fun.
And
Big fun.
lastly, you and Halle Berry.
And me and Halle Berry. Okay, this is on the Oscars red carpet. And for anybody who was wondering, she's just as hot as you think she is in person. Like, seriously, she walks up and you're like, oh my God. Like, I don't, some people think I like the ladies. And I've never had a relationship with a lady. Halle Berry, she could turn a woman. That woman is fine. And she represents very well in person. So anybody who ever wondered. But yeah, that was the Oscars. And I was doing the red carpet at the Oscars, which is amazing. I did a lot of red carpet stuff in my time. And actually, believe it or not, you can kind of get burnt out on it. Just asking sort of 2-minute things and sound bites or whatever. But doing the Oscars is amazing. Like, literally, I was like, oh, there's Halle. Oh, I'm sorry, here comes my friend Leonardo DiCaprio that I've known for years. Oh, look, there's Clive Owen. Oh, there's Oprah. Here comes John Travolta. Here comes what? I mean, amazing. Amazing. But yeah, Halle is super fine. Very nice lady. Very nice lady. Okay, so what else? A lot of spam. I'm not going to look at that. Kenny Florian in Hall of Fame. Yes or no? I say no. TM Lucio. What's your problem with Ken Flo? Just because he never got the title, what's your problem with Ken Flo? Ken Flo has delivered. Ken Flo, how many weight classes has this man fought in? Do you know what he went through to make 145? I mean, unbelievable. I guess time will tell on that, if Kenny does. I mean, and now that he's getting into more commentating, between the fighting career and the commentating career that he has and I know will have for quite some time, I will not be surprised if he earns that. And Kenny and I are going to be working together. Like I mentioned, we're going to be doing UFC Tonight. I'm doing it July 3rd and July 30th or something. Like the first and the last Tuesday of July, I will be guest hosting UFC Tonight with the Ken Flo. We get along very well. Both from Massachusetts, both Celts fans, Red Sox fans, all that stuff. And I have to say, I got to give props to the Kings. My Bruins won the Stanley Cup before, recently. And, I can root for the Kings. I live in LA. I'm from Boston. I can root for the Kings because I like the Bruins, but hockey was not my number one sport. But I can't root for the Lakers. So people have asked me that before, and I say, hey, you know what? Like, Kobe Bryant is amazing. And if he played on another team, I would have a Bryant shirt. I would totally rock that. But I can't. Because I when I was a little kid, I remember watching Bird and Johnson and all that stuff, and James Worthy and Kurt Rambis with the dorky glasses and all that stuff. And it's just ingrained in me to be a Celts fan and not a Laker fan. So I can't do it. Sorry. Let's see. Bruce Lee versus Jet Li. Which Lee wins? Dude, that's a draw. You can't. Come on. That's not fair. That's not even a fair question. Come on. That's funny, though. But, I mean, that's actually a really hard question. Bruce Lee's amazing. But Jet Li's amazing. You can't ask that question. Is Shogun ducking Glover? No, listen. I can relate to this. Listen, Shogun is a big name. Glover Teixeira, very, very good. Not the big name yet. I mean, you got to kind of earn that. And, I mean, I can understand how Shogun is saying, hey, listen, I want to fight a bigger name, and I want to fight. I want to make an exciting fight that people are going to want to tune in and see. And the Brandon Vera fight I think could be interesting, and I believe Shogun should win that fight. And honestly, at least Brandon Vera is a name that some people know, and when you're talking about Fox and putting a fight on that people will recognize and tune into, that has more sizzle than saying Saturday night on Fox, Shogun Rua versus Glover Teixeira. Like, huh? People wouldn't really quite get that. I think you give Glover some more time in the UFC and get his name known because he's so good that's a fight, maybe down the road. But I can see why Shogun, listen, it's interesting because, he's only 29. I think he's turning 30 this year or something. Shogun's been around a long time. I think he's earned the right to say, hey, I want to fight big names. I'm not mad at him for that. I'm not mad at him for that. I don't think he's ducking him. I think he just wants a fight with some more sizzle on it. But I'll ask him because I'm going to see him in Belo Horizonte this time next week or this time in a day. So I will ask him. I'll ask him and you'll get your answer. Let's see. Have you or your husband ever wanted to punch a UFC fighter? Who? Demand 4226, Wade. Do you have an answer to that question? Have you ever wanted to punch a UFC fighter?
If from some fans, not I mean some other, not a UFC fighter now.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Fighter-wise.
Yeah, not a UFC fighter.
No, fighter-wise, everybody's been cool to us. Nobody's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about that. Nobody's done anything that was uncalled for or just where they were being a tool or anything like that. And speaking of which, I know people give Mayhem a lot of grief about the last interview that we did together, but we're buddies. Like he was being a little pissy, but you know, we're cool. And he was really hungry. He's cutting weight. He's training for a fight. We're buddies. I didn't take offense or whatever, but you know, some people I know on that video were like, "Oh, Mayhem's gonna be a jerk." He wasn't. We're fine. He's cool. Let's see. Let's see. Who has better curly hair, me or Clay Guida? Overkill 7. Clay's is more wavy. I think mine is better curls. Although, do we have a picture of me and Clay?
No, but I have one.
Oh, because I took one of us at the cancer it ain't chemo thing that I hosted. Clay is awesome. Well, we have an interview with Clay, so you can compare it yourself. If you look on the clip, it's before.
Here's who have better curls. You and Charlie Brennan.
Charlie, the Spaniard, the Spaniard's hair is fantastic. Yeah, Clay's hair is great, and I think Clay is awesome. So you could look at the interview that I did with him before his fight on Fox last November, before he fought Ben. We actually had some fun. Clay is awesome. But yeah, Charlie Brenneman, I mean, I just want to pet that hair. It's so beautiful and shiny and soft. He does have fantastic hair.
Here's one of you and Clay.
Do we have one of me? Where?
It's
screen grab there or whatever? Wow. Let's see. Let's see.
There you go.
There's a picture of me and Clay. Okay, mine are tighter curls. Clay's, like I said, is kind of more wavy, but I think he's got good hair. Let's see. Somebody was just asking me. Let's see. Somebody just said something that I wanted to answer. Do I still get asked about my appearance in You Down with MTV video? 916 Chris. You know, Todd One reposted that recently because it was like the anniversary of MTV. You know, it's funny. Some people still recognize me from that. I was really young. It was fun. You Down with MTV? Yeah, you know me. We were doing a whole play on Naughty by Nature song. Really fun. Man, I love working for MTV. Such a music head. Actually, if you guys got any good recommendations on what's good music-wise that you've been listening to lately. You know, I was always kind of wrought up on rock and roll, but I really do like hip-hop a lot, too. Alternative stuff. You know, just whatever. If you guys have some good recommendations, let me know, because I need some new tunes.
Here's one of you and the Peppers.
Oh, my boys. From where, though? What do I look like? Some dicey pictures of me. Some dicey pictures of me with the Peppers. I've known the Chili Peppers.
Do you see it up there?
Let me see. No. I've seen the Chili Peppers, you know,
It's up there now.
All right, the first time I saw the Chili Peppers was a really, really long time ago. And they are amazing. One of my all-time favorite bands. They're just fantastic. It's having a little hard time like loading that. But what's my favorite movie? Self-Made Scholar. Okay. Top few of my favorite movies. You guys are soon going to find out that I'm a dork. Some of my all-time favorite movies: Star Wars, Close Encounters. Close Encounters literally pretty much almost makes me cry. I'm not a chick flick person. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I'm not like all soft and fluffy. I'm a little bit. So, but that movie, just the idea of, I don't know, going into space and all that stuff, to me is just phenomenal. Goodfellas. Diner. Diner is one of those movies, and Goodfellas too, but Diner is one of those movies that you pretty much don't really want to watch with me because I know every line and I just yap which reminds me, my friend Jenna, I need to call her, Wade, because I think she still has it. I loaned it to her. But Diner is one of my all-time favorite movies. And let's see, what else? Okay, Star Wars, Close Encounters, Goodfellas, Diner. Oh, and Thelma and Louise. And Raising Arizona. Because Raising Arizona was on again the other night. And again, I don't know if you noticed, Wade, but I was mumbling every single line under my breath. I know you. And I was doing that whole, wait, watch this. This is hilarious. Wait, watch. But Raising Arizona is brilliant.
When you go laugh, here's us in Star Wars.
Oh, God. Oh, the picture of... Go to Universal, they have the thing where you can like put your head in the little thing, whatever. But yeah, Thelma and Louise. Okay, like I just said, I'm not a chick flick person, but that is the best chick flick movie of all time. And again, I love it. And I'm like, my hair is coming down. Thelma and Louise, genius. And what else was I watching again the other day that I just love? I forget, but like Star Wars, it's funny. I don't know if you guys saw on YouTube, on Facebook the other day, there was a little graphic going around about the speed dating for Star Wars thing, and the guy's like, so do you like Star Wars? And she goes, no. And he's like, and we're done here. And it's just kind of funny. I'm one of those chicks that actually really, really, really does like Star Wars. All right, look, so I'm getting some cattle decapitation for death metal. All right, Steve Callan, you're a Josh Barnett fan too, I bet, right? Actually, it's over there.
What's that?
My book that I've been reading. I can just, anyway, you guys, no, it's cool. Fargo Rock City. Okay, I'm reading this book by Chuck Klosterman, and it's all about, did Bobby ever text you back?
No.
I actually wanted my friend Bobby to come over tonight. He was the drummer in Warrant. Believe it or not. He's an amazing drummer, and he's our good friend. But Fargo Rock City is this great pop culture essays, but it's all about metal and hard rock and everything, and sort of the importance of certain records like, GNR Lies, or the importance of Motley Crue and this and that. And I've seen Motley Crue in concert. They're amazing. I've seen Metallica. I've seen Megadeth. I've seen Anthrax. I've seen Iron Maiden. I've seen all these bands. But and so to me, this book is just very entertaining because the guy kind of talks about the cultural relevance of a lot of these bands. Amazing book. The guy's a terrific writer. Chuck Klosterman, Fargo Rock City. Can't recommend it highly enough. Am I rich, Jagan Master? No. That's the big fallacy about this. People think, you're on TV, you're making cash money. Not true. No, I'm not rich. I drive a Ford. No disrespect, but I mean, no.
Keeping it real.
Yeah, that's right.
Keeping it real.
American made.
Damn straight.
Damn tootin'. Yeah, no, it's a nice car. It's a nice car. I got no problem with it. It's a good car. I've got no problem with it. But I really want a Mini Cooper. Yeah, I really want a Mini.
Sponsors.
Anyone? I would like a nice yellow one, like my yeah, see, that's right. She ain't rich. She travels, and it's hard work, guys. It is hard work. And to be honest with you guys, listen. A lot of time, some people are like, why aren't you at this fight? And why didn't you go to that fight? We pay all of this out of our pocket. We love the sport, and we want to cover the sport, and want to give you guys good stories, and we're fans, and we really want to grow the sport. But if you look around, it's not like we have these like giant sponsors underwriting our stuff. So it's hard to go to everything and pay for everything. But we do as much as we can, and this summer we are definitely humping because we're going to, I'm working 147 with fuel, but we're going to 148. We're going to 149. We're going to be here in LA for UFC on Fox. We're going to 150 in Denver. We'll probably be back out in Vegas for 151. So we are hustling. So we definitely got a lot of good stuff coming your way. Is Dana really a jerk in person? Hell to the no. Dana is so cool in person. I mean, dude, he is awesome. He's really funny, really cool. He's actually for me personally, been very good to me in terms of showing me a lot of respect and treating me well and speaking highly of me to people. He's been terrific to me. I got zero complaints about Dana White. So, and I'm not mad at him. You want to know Rich? That's Rich. Talk to Dana White. That guy's rich. I'm not rich. Where are you? Am I a Michael Jackson fan? Elite one, of course. I work out to Michael Jackson songs a lot. I'm like, who's not a Michael Jackson fan? And I'm actually really bummed because I know he was maybe going to be doing a show in Vegas before he passed away. I would have paid top dollar for that.
Here's a nice picture of you, Dana.
Oh yeah, really?
It's
okay. Wade's pulling up a picture of me and Dana.
There you go.
Let's see. Am I a fan of Lord of the Rings? Oh, there's me and DW. He's awesome. Fan of Lord of the Rings. A little bit more now maybe than I was initially. Initially when that first came out, I was kind of bored. I'm not going to lie. It was a little bit of a long movie to watch in the theater. Having seen it replayed on cable and stuff, I like it a little bit more. What do I think of Faber playing the... That's just me. That's just me. Wait a minute. Do I believe in aliens? Where do I say? Yeah, don't get me started. My grandfather-in-law was at Area 51, so... Yes, I believe in aliens. Let's just leave it at that. Grizzle, Vitor versus Brian Stan when they come back from injuries. I will buy that for $1. That would be a killer fight. Killer fight. Definitely would love that fight.
You're a lot, Kristen. He was at Roswell, military intelligence, different than Area 51.
It is.
Well, Roswell's in New Mexico, Area 51.
Oh, you're right. You're right. He was in...
You'll get some alien freaks.
Where was he? He was in...
Roswell.
Roswell. Right. That's not Area 51?
No, it's a separate area.
Oh. Well, the aliens were in two places.
Stuff they found, they transported there, so.
Somebody just said, is this getting to know Karyn 101 or MMA talk? Well, it depends what's your step on the question. It's a little bit of both. I didn't make you didn't have to sign on an agreement, terms and conditions as to what this was. It's just, why are you so mad?
I got a picture of Josh with the munchkin.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see.
Josh is awesome.
Do I watch Adult Swim? Boondocks season 4. I remember seeing Boondocks way back. Oh, there's Josh with that little munchkin. On Adult Swim, I like what's his name does. Robot Chicken. Love me some Robot Chicken, but it's not even still on. So I guess the answer is no. I haven't seen that in a while. Imogene Heap for some music recommendations. Thank you for that. Netflix or Redbox? Neither. I don't watch that much. I mean, I have my cable and I got a bunch of channels and I got some DVDs. I like to read. If I have free time, I would probably be reading more than just watching TV. Do I really think Forrest will retire if he loses to Tito? I don't know. He did say that. And I kind of believe him. I think, it's funny with Forrest. I think a lot of the time he says stuff just for a goof. But I do think there's a lot of truth in what he says. And I think Forrest probably is getting close to thinking, he's done with this. I wouldn't be surprised if he retired after losing, if he lost to Tito. Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. Do more recaps with the MMA Junkie guy. Rua 111 Hua. Yeah, I should. Steven, it's funny. I just left him a message today. Steven Morocco and I from MMA Junkie do some stuff together. I like doing them. So we probably will do some more. Let's see.
So we're at an hour.
I was going to say, we're at an hour. I was wondering how much longer we're going.
We posted just an hour, going over now. But
okay, maybe we'll go to an hour 15. So we'll go 10 more minutes. Is that cool?
That's fine with me.
Do we have the bandwidth? Can you make it happen? He's like Scotty on Star Trek. Another reference I'm making because I'm a dork. Although I prefer Next Gen because Captain Picard to me way cooler.
Dork.
Yeah. I think Captain Picard is like miles cooler than Captain Kirk. I can't even believe I'm having this conversation right now. Yeah, pointing at me, dork. Yeah, I am a dork. I don't care. You guys the truth is finally coming out.
You, baby.
It's MMA Confessions is what it is right now. Why do I think there was something else I wanted to tell everybody about what we were doing? Oh, The other new show I'm doing for Fuel, UFC from All Angles. We started filming this, and I'm not sure the schedule. I know it's going to premiere. I'm pretty sure it's going to premiere July 7th, that Friday night before Anderson versus Chael. Basically what it is a half-hour sit-down interview show, and we talk about a lot of different stuff, and then they show, rolling fight footage and cool clips and all this stuff. So it's going to be fun. So it's called UFC from All Angles, and, you kind of get behind the stories with the fighters and talk about some of their specific fights, or, what makes them tick, what's the first time they ever, got to the gym and learned they could take a punch, or, this and that. Just more in-depth interviews. Oh, me and Michael. So more in-depth stuff. So that's going to be one of our guests. Yes, he's going to be on UFC from All Angles. So God, I just realized, we didn't have dinner. I'm hungry. Oh, there's me and Bisping. Look at him. Dude, you guys, let me tell you, that guy is hilarious. Hilarious. If we can put out the outtakes from that clip, literally, here's just a little nugget of what happened. We were filming some pickups, and we were down in HB Ultimate down in Huntington Beach. My computer's gonna die soon. I might need to borrow your charger here. We're down at HB Ultimate, and we're filming. We're going on, and we just need to do some pickups. And everything had been quiet, been quiet for a long time. And then all of a sudden, in the front, there's a class going on, and we hear some noise. So we're like, oh man. We need them to quiet down. Maybe somebody should go in there and tell them to quiet down. We just hear them. So all of a sudden, Michael goes, "Hey, in there, shut that up!" Drops the F-bomb. And then all of a sudden, somebody from our crew goes, "Michael, yeah, that was the kids' class." He's like, "Oh my God," right? Because just a couple minutes before, he was talking about, being a stand-up guy and a role model. I almost peed. Hilarious. He's awesome. Bisping is awesome. Really, 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 really like that guy. So, really very entertaining. And I know a lot of people think he's a heel, but he's not. He really is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You guys are that episode of the show is gonna be fantastic. He's great. Let's see. Silva or Jones? I know a few people have asked that question. Whew. I don't know. Oh my God, Anderson is so good, but John is amazing. How frustrating. I mean, when he was doing the thing with Rashad, and Rashad was on UFC from All Angles too, and we were talking about this at one point. I don't know if it'll make the cut of the show, about the thing with the hands when John kept holding Rashad's hands, and everybody's like, "Rashad, let go of the hands, let go of the hands," because he just got elbowed. Just let go of the hands. And Rashad told me that he said, "Oh, I thought I was going to be able to catch him, and I thought I was going to be able to time it out, but I just kept eating those elbows, and I didn't really time it out very well." But Silva versus Jones, I don't know. John is amazing. But I don't know. Anderson's so elusive too. I mean, I think I can't pick that fight. I don't know. I'm more curious in seeing, John get punched more, see what a chin he's got. Not too many people have landed on him. It'll be interesting if Hendo can get inside. If Hendo can do that, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know. I can't pick Anderson versus John. I just can't pick that fight. I can't. Oh, the elite one says, "Jesus, your hubby looks like Chael a lot in the Josh Barnett picture." Funny you should mention that, because everybody in Lyoto's crew calls Wade Chael. Because they do look similar, and we have a picture of Wade and Chael. Is it just the two of you or the three of us? We have a picture of the two of them, and they're definitely brothers from another mother. They do actually look a lot alike. But when we were at UFC 129 in Toronto, all the guys on Lyoto's crew were just Chael every time they would see Wade. It's kind of a funny running joke. But they do look similar. Wade, however, has not done any money laundering, to the best of my knowledge.
No. At least nothing to show for it.
Yeah, right? Let's see.
Here's me and Show.
Huh?
There's a picture of me and Show.
Oh, okay, yeah, so Wade's putting up a picture of him and Chell. They do kind of look alike. I mean, it is pretty funny. It is pretty funny. Let's see. Who's my favorite author, self-made scholar? I love Don DeLillo. I love Chuck Palahniuk. I love Franz Kafka. I love, who else? What have I been reading lately? Well, Chuck Klosterman, in terms of the sort of modern pop culture-y stuff, he's amazing. What else have I been reading a lot? Some of the James Irving books are okay. It's not like my favorite. The ones I just mentioned were probably my favorite. I like Zadie Smith for a female novelist. She's very good. I've read a couple of her books and really, really enjoyed them. In fact, I got to figure out something to read for my flight to Brazil. So I got to pick something out. But I like Don DeLillo a lot, like I said. And I kind of feel like I might be forgetting something. But those are some of my favorites. Do I think marijuana should be legal? Probably. Do you mean in MMA or just in general? Because here in California, I have friends that have, I almost said subscriptions, prescriptions. They have a subscription service, so the weed just shows up at the door every week. I know a lot of friends that have, prescriptions for various maladies that they have. Do I want my kid's bus driver high? No. But do I think it's really that much worse than drinking? No. So, that's my thing on that. What was that? Why are you laughing?
I like Stir Dog 8.
What did he say?
Sam trying to take your ass to bed. Get you off the camera.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I didn't know what you meant. Let's see. Well, what else? We got a few more minutes here. Just a couple more minutes, and then we're going to wrap it up. You're not a dork unless you have specs of the Enterprise, which I have. Is that an L or an IDK SOC 100? I may not have specs of the Enterprise, but I used to have a bunch of the little action figures from Next Gen, and I have a clock, and they're all like got their phasers out. I mean, it isn't hanging up right now, but I have a Borg mug and a Worf mug. So I mean, I'm like virgin on dork there. Pretty much. Do I smoke weed? Not going to answer that question, because those who do, and if I say I don't, you all will be like, come on, KB, get on board. And if I said I did, then some of those people who are against it would be like, yo, that's not cool. So I'm just going to not answer that question.
I got a picture of your mug.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I got a picture of you smoking weed. I was going to say, like, really?
There's a picture of your mug.
Oh, is it the Borg or
it's the Borg mug.
Okay, cool.
Very cool mug.
American Pie, fan or not? Meh. It's okay. Not my favorite comedy. My favorite comedy is The Jerk with Steve Martin. That movie is phenomenally funny. Again, one of those movies you pretty much don't want to watch with me, because I will spoil it by reciting every single line. I also like Dumb and Dumber. Do I like jalapeno cheddar dip? I gave up dairy about like 2 years ago or something now.
Pump cheese.
I would like it. I love listen, cheese was my favorite food in the world, but it was responsible for a little bit too much chunk on my body, so I let it go. But I do love spicy food. I put hot sauce on pretty much everything. So, let's see.
2 more questions.
Okay, 2 more questions. How do I make money as an MMA reporter? Who is my boss? I am my boss. Wade and I work together on MMA Heat. We own it. We do with it what we please. So we make money by, some of the videos on YouTube make us some money, and we make money every now and then. Sometimes we have sponsors that underwrite some of our videos, but we don't make a lot of money doing this, to be honest with you. I do now also collect some paychecks from Fuel, though, when I work with them, anchoring the shows and covering the UFC. Yeah, we do love the sport. But I am, now getting paid by Fuel to anchor some of their shows. So that's nice.
Someone had to see the Worf mug, so here's the Worf mug.
Oh, there's a Worf mug and a Borg mug,
So there's Worf.
That's what
my personal favorite.
Yeah, Worf is great. I mean, I told you I'm a little bit of a dork. Let's see. Okay, let me hit refresh here. Let's see. Will I still interview naked fighters? Kyle had a I almost said napkin on. He had a washcloth on. And honestly, when he needed to readjust, I totally crossed the room.
I was there.
Wade was there. We're talking about the Kyle Kingsbury interview where he's cutting.
Actually, his mom was
there. And his mom was there. We were in his mom's house. So I saw nothing inappropriate. I mean, all I saw was a guy, his chest and his legs. I did not see the bits and pieces.
I got a photo of that too.
It was very.
For people who don't know what we're talking about.
Kyle was a good sport about it. That was actually a really, really fun interview. Kyle is a great guy.
Oh, he's a cracker.
He is hilarious, and him and his jammy pack and all that. I really like. I really, really, really like Kyle Kingsbury a lot. Do I like Warrior, the movie Warrior, the fight movie that came out? Yes, I did. There's us with Kyle. He's totally covered. Come on. Warrior was good. No, I have not seen the restricted trailer for Ted. I love Mark Wahlberg though. I've known him way back. It was the first time I met him. So I looked at. Thank you for giving me some props on the Jerk K2O juice, because the Jerk is. I was born a poor black child. God, what a funny movie. If I were in a street fight, would I like the best boxer in the world or the best MMA fighter in the world to have my back? I gotta go MMA, because pretty much every fight ends up on the ground. Unless I've got like Vitaly and Vladdy Klitschko with me, and then people would probably just pretty much run away anyway. Because Floyd, as good as he is, doesn't look that intimidating. But I would rather listen, and I've done it. Like I've gone out in Vegas before, and I went out one time, and I was with Ray Sefo, Jay Haran, Gil Martinez, who's one of the boxing coaches at Extreme Couture. I don't think Mike Kyle was with us, but who else? Pyle was with us, rather. Anyway, I was rolling with like a crew of guys from Extreme Couture, and that's exactly what I said. I was like, oh, I'm gonna talk some smack tonight, because and I know I had Rodrigo Bacci, who is one of Robert Drysdale's, one of his jiu-jitsu coaches there. So I was fully covered, and we were joking that I was just gonna mouth off to everybody because I had tons of backup. But yeah, I would take an MMA fighter with me.
Here's a good mix. I got the Sugars.
The Sugars? Oh, the Sugars, Ray Sefo and the Sugar Rashad. And the
Sugar Ray Leonard. And,
Sugar Ray Leonard. Oh, and Sugar Rashad. Yes.
There you go.
That was fun. Look at that. Come on. That's legendary. 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 Let's see.
Boxing and MMA can get along together.
Yes, I know. We can all get along. Whose team most resembles a street gang backstage? Stephen G Unit? Well, that's funny. I know you're expecting me to say Diaz's, but it's not. I mean, the Diaz's are nice. They're nice guys. Every now and then you see some questionable Brazilians banging with some of the guys. And I don't say questionable. I'm just saying they look intimidating. Like, for example, here's somebody. Wade, put up a picture of us with Babalu. Babalu Sobral is one of those guys who looks so scary. Like, he's got ink up on his neck, and he's one of those guys that I think for most people, if they saw him across the room, they'd be like, oh man, that guy's gonna trash me. But he is a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart, but definitely gangster looking, but a doll. And we have a funny interview with him. Not fun. The whole thing's not funny, but some funny clips of him training with Werdum. Those guys were buddy, really, really tough guys and good teammates and everything. So
here's a pack. I got Werdum with Chris Cyborg and Cyborg Santos.
Yeah, nice.
Backstage.
Nice. Some of these people are commenting they don't read books. They just listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. That is kind of funny. Oh, yeah, there we are. Look at all those guys. Good team. Yeah, although the Cyborgs aren't together. But there was Oliveira there, too, Charles Oliveira. That kid, dude, that kid's talented. Really, really good. Let's see. I don't know. Any more questions here that I need to get out of here? How can I get a job with MMA Heat? Unfortunately, we're not hiring right now, but hopefully we'll grow and expand, and then we'll take resumes and stuff. That'd be fun, actually.
We'll do these again.
Karen will pick John Jones because of all the hype. Well, that's just not true. Definitely not. And who's got more? Are you saying John Jones is more hype? Are you saying in the Anderson Silva John Jones thing? John is more hype? I think we've all found out John is human just like everybody else. John is just incredible. I mean, he's beaten everybody they put in front of him. Matt Hamill included. You know, the DQ doesn't really count. John hasn't lost yet. The guy's amazing. But I'm a bigger Anderson fan than a John Jones fan, so I think, you know, I just don't know who would win that fight is all I'm saying. But I'm, you know, whatever. All right, well, I think we're going to wrap it up here. What did you want to say?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up. But, you know, if you guys just got here late, you can watch the video. Yeah, we're going to archive it, and you can check it out and watch it again later. I know we kind of just thought it up spur of the moment on Friday night here.
Thanks for supporting MMA Heat.
Yes, thank you for supporting us, and hopefully, you know, you can tune into some of the stuff I'm doing Fuel too, because I'm really excited about that. But we're not letting MMA Heat go. We're gonna have like I said, we have an interview with Kenny Johnson from Sons of Anarchy and The Shield. We're going to be releasing that. We have this great interview with the guy, the fight dentist, who makes the mouth guards for almost all the UFC fighters. And it's actually a very interesting and quite educational story about the difference the right mouth guard can make between getting knocked out and getting knocked down. If you have the right, because of the whole jaw alignment, it's actually a really big deal. We've got more with Babalu talking about his gym and training with Fabricio Werdum, Vanderlei Silva, Rafael Cordero, and we also have Babalu giving us a technique demo of how to do a suplex. So that is coming up. We've got an interview with Tim Kennedy leading up to his fight in July. So we got a lot of good stuff coming up, and also hopefully, like I said, you guys can, if you get the tune into the pre and post fight stuff on Fuel for UFC 147, I'll be doing that. I'll be in the anchor chair for UFC Tonight coming up, and we'll be at UFC 148. So there's a lot of us coming your way. So thanks for tuning in, and if you're not already following me and MMA Heat on Twitter, please do so. You can subscribe to us on Facebook and join the, like our fan page and all that. It's good stuff. So have a great Friday night or Saturday morning, whatever it is, where you guys are. Thanks for joining me, and see you soon.